All right, welcome everybody to episode 31 of Planet Film. As you can see, I don't have my main light on me. I have been having a pretty bad I don't know if it's an ocular migraine or what, pretty bad migraine all day. So it's probably going to be a shorter show for you guys. Just a few news topics and then probably a quick review of a pretty good movie.
Oh my lord.
Or is it not a pretty good movie?
I don't know. It's up to you.
Find out. Stick around. We also have a pretty cool announcement. Well, what do you call it? Announcement? Development?
It's not. It's just like a
Unveiling?
cool thing. Yeah.
Unveiling.
I
That's
guess I
what
would
we're gonna
call it
settle
that.
on. All right. So what do you want to hit him with first? You want to hit him with the unveiling? You want to hit him with some news first?
The new thing.
Let's hit him with the new thing. All right. Okay. So everybody, welcome. As you know, you are watching the show Planet Film on the Planet Film Network. Hashtag Planet Film Network. Hashtag PFN. Which is what brings us to our awesome announcement, which is we actually worked with a designer on this. This is not made by me. Great site called Fiverr, which is nice. They had a little Super Bowl ad.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I meant to tell you, I never heard of it before you mentioned it when we used it. And then literally like during the Super Bowl, there was an ad for it. And I was like, okay, is this one of those things where like I just start seeing this thing all over?
Yeah.
Were they the one who like made fun of the landscaping company? Like they made like a joke about it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I thought.
All right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll this beautiful new intro, which unveils our new logo. Not for this show. This show's logo is still going to be the cool, neon kind of bloom thing with the letters. But this is going to be our new logo for the network as a whole. You'll see it at the start of all of our videos. So here we go. Look at that. Awesome. Well, we are so appreciative to the artist. I'm not going to give out the name just because I don't know if that's part of it, because it was I guess a contract thing. So I don't want to give out his name if he doesn't want it to be given out. Or
might just have to lower the volume on the animation. But
okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's with every animation we have, though. It kind of like is loud.
Yeah. All right. So with that, like I said, you will be seeing that at the start of all of our videos. And don't worry, the 3 logos for Planet Film, Planet Council, and Planet Hero are not going anywhere yet. We might tool around with them in the future, but we kind of like this kind of neon sign, kind of neon look that we've landed on. And also, as you guys can see, we are not in the studio this week. Just there is, as everybody knows, pretty much throughout the whole country, there's been some crazy snowstorms. It took me about from stepping out of my door to when I eventually got to work, it was about an hour and a half process. And I just had a lot to do today, so there was not much time to set up. I didn't want to. Yeah.
Is it supposed to keep snowing or no?
Yes.
Did it stop? Oh, okay. Because
it stopped for a few hours, but it's supposed to start again.
I said to myself, I didn't go to work today. I stayed home and worked, and I was like, if it keeps snowing, if it's snowy tomorrow, I'm just not gonna go in tomorrow either.
Yeah. Yeah,
just
like
a
if you
nice
have the
excuse.
if you have the ability to just work from home, like it's like no brainer. That's why I didn't want, and I also didn't want TJ to come out because I mean we live pretty close, but it's still like a 15 or so with the weather.
15
like
drive for me.
Yeah, probably like a 25-minute drive with the weather. So I was like, I didn't want to do that. And then if he's here for a while, his car gets snowed in just like mine because I still haven't even dug my car out yet.
Yeah.
So we will.
Danielle had to take my car today to work.
Yeah, I had to have my roommate Brianna eventually just take me because she has a Jeep with 4-wheel drive, so we were able to get that one out. Barely, her 4-wheel drive basically was the only reason we were able to get out of the parking lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's been pretty rough out there, and like I said, it's supposed to keep coming. So hopefully, as long as there's no crazy weather again next week, we will definitely be back in studio. Also, something I haven't even told TJ yet is my work schedule is going to allow us to have this Saturday's episode of Planet Hero be completely live. So that one.
Oh no. Okay, 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. We should be okay.
Okay, cool.
I've forgot to. I'm supposed to help somebody move, but I don't have a time yet, so I don't know.
Oh yeah, no problem. I just tell him you got
But
a
I
hard
don't think it'll
hard
be
out
like
at
8 o'clock.
7:30.
Yeah, no, I don't think it'll be like 8 p.m. or anything.
Yeah. So what was I trying to say? Yeah. So let's just go ahead and move on with the show. Like we said, it's gonna be probably a quick one. We'll definitely probably be wrapped up by like 9 o'clock. So TJ, where is your hair? I think it's
Oh,
under
my
the hat.
face. I shaved it.
Oh, your facial hair. Gotcha.
Danielle, I surprised Danielle on
I'm sure
when did
she
I
liked
shave?
that.
Sunday? I think Sunday. Yeah, she was ecstatic.
Valentine's
I'm
Day.
totally joking. Yeah, because she was at work the entire day and she got home and I was like, oh, I did this and this. Like, I like cleaned and did some other stuff, and then I also shaved my face because I'm of the mindset of it gets really annoying and I don't feel like trimming it, so I just shave the entire thing.
Hmm. Yeah. I try to
And
shave
yeah,
every day, but sometimes I forget, and then it gets out to like just like that, like you said, like just the annoying like
yeah,
centimeter stubble crap, and it's like
yeah,
if I wear my face mask or if I wear whatever like
yeah.
or if I try to
Once it
wear like a
starts to
hat or
encroach
something.
my lips and my mouth,
Yeah,
then I just like instead of trimming, I just go I
shave it
just get
all
rid of
off.
the entire thing. Yeah.
Um, Throwback to our Tom Selleck episode, where TJ had a full
Oh,
animal
yikes.
on his face,
I got
full mustache on his
I
face.
got completely crapped on for that by like everybody. Not
Yeah.
everybody.
What did you say?
But
Your dad?
my dad texted
Yeah.
me and he said, "Please shave your mustache." And I was like,
That's
"Ouch."
terrible. Oh my
It
gosh.
did look like garbage because I didn't like I did it,
Hmm.
and I'm honestly a notoriously bad like shaver of my face. Like I'm very bad at it. Like I just started. I think I mentioned it on here. I just started going to the barber, which my friend is a barber, and he shaved my face, and that's the first time I've ever had anybody else like shave my face. It was so much
Really?
better than me doing it by myself.
Hmm.
Because like, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna hop in the Great Clips chair and be like, "Hey, can you,
Take a little
you
off the
know, can
bottom.
exactly, yeah." But yeah, instead of like making like another appointment, I just like was like, "Yeah, I'll just shave it all off, and then I'll see him probably in the next month, and it'll
Hmm.
probably grow again."
Yeah.
So,
See, we're up to 5 people now. So let's go ahead and
hey,
roll
Jay
the.
Scotty.
Yeah, I'm gonna go roll the intro again. Also, because I think we only had about 1 or 2 viewers when we first did that, and since it's a live show, I wanted you guys to be able to see it. So what we said was this is gonna be our new intro and new logo for the network. Hashtag PFN, Planet Film Network.
Mhm.
So here we go. Let's roll it again. All right, there you go. So sound off with your thoughts on the new intro in the chat. Um, yeah, exactly. He said, Jay Scotty said, "Planet facial hair," and then Michelle said, "Don't give them any ideas."
Yeah.
Um, oh, there we go. Sorry about that. I accidentally clicked in the different scene. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about our first topic today. We are going to be as apolitical as possible when discussing this, and we're
Yeah.
just going to be discussing it briefly, just the facts that happened, which
Okay.
is
So
yeah,
quick, this happened. This happened Tuesday night, didn't it?
yeah.
Right
I'm
when
pulling up.
I had gotten home, I think, and I was like I was
Yeah.
putting the episode together, like to just put out on a podcast, and you Snapchatted me or like Gina Carano was fired. I was like, what? I was like, are you serious? And you're like, yeah. And I hadn't even I thought it was just kind of out of the blue. Like I hadn't even seen that post that she had was
Hmm.
on her Instagram story, I think it was.
Yeah.
And I was like pretty dumbfounded. I just didn't think it was going to happen that quickly. Well, actually, I guess not quickly because it took them a few months.
Hmm.
But yeah, what were we gonna? I guess you have some of the information maybe up or on your screen.
Yeah, I just wanted to get a sense of it. So, yeah, so we stopped being, or no, sorry, it was Wednesday. Remember, because we
Oh, it was
moved the show.
Wednesday.
Yeah, because remember
Right,
that
right,
was
right,
when Jay
right.
Scotty couldn't be on.
Wednesday.
Yeah, so it was Wednesday night. So it was the 10th.
Yeah.
And I just have up here. I didn't make any fancy graphic for it or anything on the like the Twitter and Instagram just because it was just I don't know. But I just simply we just posted the statement from Lucasfilm because I thought that could speak for itself. So we tweeted out if you're following us at Planet Film Pod, a statement from Lucasfilm, and this is in quotes. Gina Carano is not currently employed by Lucasfilm, and there are no plans for her to be in the future. Nevertheless, her social media post denigrating people based on their culture and religious identities are abhorrent and unacceptable. So we had a lot of people when that came out. Tons and tons and tons of people basically said, on in like if you want to call it film Twitter,
Right.
um, basically said, um, you know, I work in PR, like I work in a
Yeah.
studio in PR, and when you use the word abhorrent, like it's not lightly. I saw somebody
Uh-huh.
they were like it means somebody very high up is very pissed off.
Probably, yeah. Probably
Which
Bob Iger. I would
yeah,
have
like
to
I would figure
imagine.
yeah, like so it's got to be like either like Kathleen Kennedy or higher.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm
because
still not on the Chapek train. Like, I still refer to Bob Iger as the CEO, you know?
well,
But yeah,
Bob Chapek is the CEO, but Iger is very much still he's the chairman of the
still
company,
has his
and
hands
he
in the
still
company. And
is a
yeah,
creative at the company,
right.
and he's
Yeah.
still basically if you want to say the word like he basically still he runs the company. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like Bob Iger or Bob Chapek just runs kind of the business if you want
Yeah.
to call it that, if you want to separate it like that, but um. And then we had a couple of other things happen, which we don't need to get into with her. She is signed a film deal with Ben Shapiro, and um, with Ben Shapiro, and then just today, there was a
Yep.
report from THR 2 hours ago, saying Cara Dune is expected to be recast, and then everything started running
Yes.
with this. Um, I didn't I didn't post anything and I didn't even retweet this from
Yeah.
THR just because me personally, I'll just say I don't want her to be recast. I think the
I
character.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
I didn't think that they would recast the character. I assume they just
Hmm.
write because again, like I think we mentioned it on like
Yeah.
Planet Council before, like in one of the episodes when they're talking about and they've said that there was plans for her to be in a
Yeah, they
spin-off
said that
show.
her agents were in the midst, literally the
Yeah.
day last Wednesday, they were still in the midst of negotiating a pay increase for the new show and for future
Yeah.
Mandalorian appearances. But they even said in that report, they even said her agents were having a difficult time because Lucasfilm didn't want to pay her so much more because she
Right.
had basically been reprimanded repeatedly by
Yeah.
Lucasfilm to kind of cut it out with what
Yeah.
everything she'd been posting.
Yeah. And Michelle's right. Like her character was semi wrapped up in Mandalorian,
Hmm.
but when they brought upon the idea when that one I don't remember what episode it was. It's probably the
Yeah.
one episode she was in, and they were like, "Oh, like you could become a part of this force,
Yeah.
um, and
You could be a ranger of the
a
New
ranger,
Republic.
yes." And we were all like, "Oh, is that how they get her off the show? Like,
Hmm.
is that going to be her next thing?" And it turns out that's what it was going to be, and then they were like,
Yeah.
"Nope."
Hmm.
And I also saw, I don't know how true this is, but I also saw that she also found out via social media,
Yeah, I saw that too.
which I was
That
like, oh, I was like, I mean, I get why they I get obviously why they
yeah.
had to, kind of get rid of her and not be associated with her, but that's definitely not the way to go about. You still have to do it professionally, no
Hmm.
matter how bad the situation is.
Yeah.
Because I know,
Well, then again, it could be
yeah,
something too that a lot of the times that the way that these things work is like Lucasfilm is not just gonna like call up Gina and be like, "Yo, we dropped you."
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like she,
yeah.
like they're gonna
You
call
got
her.
George on the line? Oh, Gina.
Yeah, like the I find your lack of Coke Zero disturbing. Um, like Gina, they're going to call her people. You know what
Right.
I mean? So, but this is what's gonna happen. Um, what's it called? This is what's gonna happen. So Lucasfilm is going to call Gina Carano's agents and managers at the
Right.
same time they tweet that she no longer works for the company.
Right.
So like, if Gina Carano is on Twitter before her agents can call her,
Yeah.
then yeah, she's gonna find out that way. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it sucks to say it, but like, it's not. I don't think of it as like a malicious thing. Sure, you could say, at least I think it was just that day, that Wednesday, everything was just getting so heated, like it was just escalating like crazy. I think it's one of those situations where it's like Disney, they just needed to get this done. Like, they needed to be like, nope, she is not a part of this company right now or anytime in the future, that kind of thing. But anyways, the next part about this is just about 25 minutes ago here. That there was did you not see this?
I don't know. It depends.
Oh,
what you're
well,
gonna
very
say.
interesting. Literally 25 minutes ago, THR themselves updated that a representative from Lucasfilm reached out to them about their story about her being recast and said the character will not be recast.
No, I did see that.
They said they said update via THR. Via THR from a direct source at Lucasfilm. Cara Dune is not expected to be recast in The Mandalorian or in any shows, which I think is the right move, obviously.
Yeah, and bouncing off what Jay Sky just said, he said that she was really growing as a performer. I honestly didn't think she was bad in the show. Like, I feel like
that's
a lot
a great
of people
way to
said
put
she
it.
was
I
like
think
a
she
terrible
was
actor.
growing. Like,
But
if you look at her in season 2 of Mando, like the finale of Mando versus like Deadpool, you know what I mean? Like, she is definitely a completely different performer now than she was in like Deadpool.
Yeah,
Like Deadpool, she was nothing.
I saw this video of these people like that one scene when they're going in the elevator and her gun is like jammed and she's like messing with it. Like, there was some video of these people like making fun of that scene for some reason. I was like, I don't understand what you're going for here. Like, what, like, why are we, it's she's not like, I just didn't like find her like a bad actor. Obviously, like, nobody should agree with anything that, like, I mean, comparing what she compared, her comparison is obviously wrong. Like, there's no, against, not trying to get political or anything. It's just not correct in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
But like, I just don't think you can say like she was like, she obviously had to be able to act to be on the show. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
To get the gig.
But yeah,
we thought we'd bring this up here because like I told Sean before, we're not going to do an entire Planet Council episode just on this topic because it's just not,
and
but again, that show will be back at some point to review.
Well, I will tell you, we have a Planet Council on the schedule because we're scheduled out for a while.
I gotta refer back to that a lot.
Yeah, we have a Planet Council on the schedule, but it was just announced that in the bye week, I'll say the bye week between WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier, we thought there was going to be nothing. So we were going to slot in Planet Council and wrap up our Mando reviews that week. But now, not only is there a making of style, which is exactly what I've been preaching for this whole time, that the Disney Gallery thing, it's not just going to be Mando. There's going to be like a doc about every one of these seasons of every one of these shows. And now we have that in much better title than whatever the hell they're doing at Lucasfilm with, what is it? Disney Plus's Gallery, Star Wars, The Mandalorian, The Making of.
Yeah.
Like, this one's just called Marvel Studios Assembled, WandaVision. Like, which I love that name too, Marvel Studios Assembled. Like, because it's like how, literally, it's like this is the assembly process of what you just watched.
I just love that kind of stuff. Like, I love seeing like the behind the scenes, like them on the set green screen, like just like if it is set up the exact same way as the gallery was with Mandalorian, along with like hopefully maybe there's like a round table, but
that's
like
I was missing that. I was missing the round table discussion
in the second season. But like I want to see like shots of like the live audience that they had while filming it. Like I think that would be cool to see. And
like give me a round table of Kevin Feige, Elizabeth Olsen, Paul Bettany, Evan Peters, Catherine Hahn, and Matt Shankman, who directed all 9 episodes,
Yeah.
and then Jack Schaefer, the showrunner. Like, give me a group of those. Give me a
Yeah.
round table of those 8 people. And I don't even care about behind the scenes footage. Like, if you just give me
Right.
an hour long
Yeah.
talk of them, that'd be
Yeah.
awesome. But yeah, so we'll see. I think we probably will still keep Planet Council on that week, just because we really do need to finish up the Mandalorian reviews. But who knows? Maybe we can move some things around, and maybe we can review the documentary on this main show. So we might
Right.
have that as well. So yeah, let's go ahead and go to our final bit of news. Which isn't really a bit of news, but more like a kind of reaction to the final trailer. I think they said the it's kind of like the final and the first official trailer for Zack Snyder's Justice League, aka Zack Snyder's Snyder Cut,
He ditched
aka the
Hallelujah.
Justice League, whatever they say. They ditched Hallelujah, yeah. Well, Hallelujah
can't
gave
believe
them a
it.
lot of grief. Remember, they had to
Yeah.
pull it down for like a week because they had to like secure
Oh,
the rights and
right. I
stuff.
forgot about that.
Um,
So first initial question: how do you feel about the format of the? I assume this is how the movie is going to
you're
be.
saying the
Correct?
aspect ratio.
Yes, the aspect ratio. How do you feel about that? I assume that's how the movie's going to be.
Um, I think
I could be wrong, but
that it's. I gotta pull up I gotta pull up the thing because
the
it's.
trailer.
I know that it's not. I know that it's not. So if anybody in here, I don't know if Jay Scotty is a aspect ratio snob.
Yeah.
Not even snob, but like, what's his name, Adam Hlavik, or Adam
Mhm.
Hlavik, from that works. It's just like part of Schmoes and works with Hector Navarro
Right.
all the time. He is. I won't even call him an aspect ratio snob. He just loves geeking out about aspect ratios and stuff like that. So I
Yeah.
don't want to offend anyone, but it's it's basically like black and white and like well, not black and white anymore, but it's like 4:3 aspect ratio, right?
Hmm.
Like, that's what I mean. I know it's a more specific aspect ratio than just 4:3, but that's basically what it is, right? I'm trying to pull up the trailer as I'm trying to talk, but hang
I
on.
think so. Again, I'm exactly like you. I'm not. I don't know anything about that kind of stuff. I wish I did, but I don't.
It actually no, it
Um.
looks more um what do I want to say? It's like actually it looks maybe more square than 4 by
Right.
3.
Okay.
Um but yeah,
What was the lighthouse?
that was 4 by 3. That was just
That
old
was for.
school 4
Okay.
by 3, yeah.
Gotcha.
Um
So you think it's wider than that?
no, I think it's less wide. Like, this is what I think we're
Oh.
looking at. I think what we're looking at is I
I
don't
don't know.
think this is 4 by 3. I think what we're looking
Yeah.
at is like IMAX to the extreme. I don't think Zack Snyder went like this. Look, you have the rectangle
Hmm.
16 by 9.
Right.
I don't think he went chop. I
No.
think
Yeah.
you have the 16 by 9 and he went expand. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like, you have that and he went up.
Oh.
I think we're
Yeah.
seeing more, not less.
I gotcha. I see what you mean. Yeah.
Um
So it's taller. Is your
yes,
point?
I don't think I
Okay.
think people saying like, "Oh, he cut off, 2 sides of the screen." I don't think he did. I
Hmm.
think his original vision, or what they would have put in theaters is the middle part. I think
Right.
this is IMAX to the extreme.
Yeah.
Which I'm all for. And can I just throw one question at you? Did you know that we are living in a society?
Uh, uh, so that's from what's it? Oh, okay. Well, first, I thought he says that in Joker,
Yeah.
not Jared Leto, obviously.
Yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix says that in Joker, but then I was like, because I was like, I know I've heard that somewhere, and then somebody, I think you sent it to me, or like I
Yeah.
saw it on Twitter, where it was George in the Chinese restaurant in Seinfeld, and I was like, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, yeah, because that's the
uh,
thing is that when Joaquin Phoenix said it in Joker, everybody compared it to
mhm,
George, like
right.
Costanza, but then now Jared Leto said it, and now it's like the comparison is to both because it's like, well,
Yeah.
what like
I
they definitely like because we know that all these new scenes with Jared Leto, we know that Jared Leto never filmed on the original Justice League.
right.
This is all done in the past couple of months.
Now
Um,
I said this too. I think that's the only part of the movie he's in. Like I don't think he's in anything else. I think that's the only thing Jared Leto is in the entire movie.
I actually
Because
disagree. I would disagree with that.
but like I
Because
get
we
it's 4
know,
hours, so there's room for him.
and
But
we also know that he has three different looks. Zack Snyder himself said that he has three different
oh
looks. Remember? And the picture that we saw,
oh
he was in like a
yeah,
surgical outfit in like
right.
some prison or something.
He
This is
wasn't the
him
same
like
thing.
outside. No, this is a
No, I
different
know, but he
outfit.
wasn't this. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Remember I said when we talked about that image of him, he's got like three different outfits. This one seems
Yeah,
to be the one where he's wearing all the police badges. Remember
right.
Zack Snyder was like he's got three different outfits. One of them is he's covered like head to toe almost in police badges that he wears as
Yeah.
like marks of honor or something to like
Uh
the
huh.
police officers that he killed or something. Um and this seems to be that look because you can definitely
How
see
do you
that there's a
like?
bunch of there.
Do you like his delivery?
We live in
Batman.
this. Oh
Do you
yeah,
like that? Yeah.
Batman. I do. You know, it's no secret watching this show.
You
I
weren't a fan of Suicide Squad.
I wasn't a
You
fan
don't
of
say.
Suicide Squad, and I am not a fan of Jared Leto,
Jared
and I
Leto
am especially
in
not a fan of
general.
Jared Leto's Jared
Yeah,
Leto's
Loker.
Joker. um, coming soon to Disney Plus, Marvel Studios
Loker.
Jokey. Um, what's it called? No, but this I am excited for. I
Hmm.
literally am excited for this. I didn't think I could be. I didn't think I would be, but I'm excited.
Yeah.
I like his delivery. Like you said, I like his delivery. I
Hmm.
like the look of the character. I really like the idea of Joker honoring cops that he's killed by wearing their badges. You know what I mean? Because it's
That's
like
creepy.
it's
That's
it,
that's
that
so
is
more
creepy.
brooding than what you got.
Yes.
You know.
Yes, like I say this all the time. I hate the crocodile coat with the Papa's
Damaged.
gotta tell you something like that. Like, what are you doing? Like
You sure
this
you didn't
is,
just do a Jim Carrey impression from Mask?
bro. Is that not what he did in Suicide Squad?
That
Um,
is-
what's it called? Also, I love that we got Joker dialogue in this, and not just like a Joker laugh and then a shot of
Yeah.
him. Like this
Yeah.
trailer definitely could have ended with
Like this-
with the exact same shots.
Right.
Like exactly. Batman looking at somebody else, you see somebody on a car, and then Joker
Yeah.
turns to him, and then Batman looks back, and it could have just been no dialogue, and it could have been Batman like dealing with something, and then hearing
Yeah.
because that's like what Jared Leto's laugh was. It
That's
was
exactly
not
what it was.
like when he's laying down and all those knives like in Suicide
Yeah.
Squad, he just goes
And he does like a wheeze at the end. Like
I don't
yeah, I
know,
can't
man.
even do it. But can you explain? Okay, so this is actually me asking a question. Well, actually, first of all, we should all be excited because this is the non CGI mustache cut.
Oh, Jesse
so there
Eisenberg
will
is in
be-
this.
Is he? I heard
His name is
voiceover.
right here.
He had a voiceover.
Well, that's a
in
line
the
from Batman v
beginning.
Superman. So I thought
Oh,
that
okay.
was already just pre-recorded footage. And if I remember correctly, I think what's his name? I think Jesse Eisenberg literally said, "I'm not in this."
I feel like in an interview he might have said that.
But
yeah.
his
I feel
name
like I
is
know
right
what you're talking
there.
about.
Yeah.
But so can you explain to me the black suit?
Oh, and Willem
Superman?
Dafoe. In what context? Like in the movie
Like what
or
is it?
in
What
the
what is it? Like, why
so
does he have a
in the
black suit
comics,
on?
same kind of thing. This is all just kind of speaking, vaguely because I don't want to. Well, not really spoil. Like death of Superman was like a huge thing in the comics.
Right.
Killed by Doomsday. Same thing.
Okay.
Um,
Correct. Yep.
And he's had a couple different versions of the black suit because it's been a very like popular thing. But the main one, I think I'm getting this correct. The main one that everybody references when he has the beard and the mullet and the black suit is called his recovery suit.
Okay.
Which is basically like, it was almost like a hibernation suit that like the suit kind of helped bring him back kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's been so long since I've read anything about Death of Superman. I don't want to
Yeah.
go into too much detail that I don't know, that I can't remember right now. But it's referred to as like the recovery suit. But then there's also been a
Right.
ton of different black suits. But basically the recovery suit also gave him not, I don't know if it was additional powers or just different powers. And then
Uh-huh.
that is something also that Zack Snyder commented on this week. He said that it is similar to the recovery suit from the comics. You'll just have to wait and see what I mean. Like that, he said that kind of thing.
Interesting.
So I'm guessing he's gonna maybe be a little more powered up, a little more amped up on juice. You know what I mean? A little
Hmm.
more juiced up. I like my Superman to be juiced. You know.
Yeah. Um.
Yeah.
Ki- okay, so I'm sorry, I'm kind of all over the place. I like that.
Yeah.
I did like the trailer. I like the first teaser. Um, I don't know what you thought, but was Darkseid in the original? Didn't they just beat Steppenwolf and then that's how it ended?
Yeah.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I was
Dark Side
like,
was not in it.
because everybody's talking about Darkseid, I was like, was he even in it?
No, he was supposed to be.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
Because Steppenwolf
so I
is
got
like Steppenwolf being the villain of Justice League would literally be like if like Kevin Feige went to the Russo brothers and went like, oh no, this is all wrong. We can't have this.
yeah.
You gotta save Thanos. Ebony Maw is gonna be the villain of this movie. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and that's not to say I
Yeah.
think Ebony Maw, both CGI performance and writing, is a
Hmm.
better character than Steppenwolf was. With
Right.
just the two movies that we got Ebony Maw in, like I think his stuff with Doctor Strange and Tony both is like really great.
Hmm.
Like Earth is closed today. Like who's Squidward?
Yeah.
And he's just he just not to talk about Ebony Maw too much, but um, I think it's gonna be very cool to see Darkseid. I mean,
Hmm.
it's unfortunate it's not on the big screen, but
Hmm.
what we've seen honestly this whole year has shown to me I don't really miss much watching it downstairs on my big screen rather than going to a movie theater. Honestly,
Hmm.
like I don't miss much. I
There,
get the
there,
lighting right, like
yeah. There's some movies I like this. I don't really like. Like honestly, like I'm not the biggest
mhm,
DC person. Like I'm more
yeah.
Marvel. So like I'm excited for this. I actually am. I'm gonna rewatch Justice League at
Mhm,
some point, so I have something to compare to because I've only seen it once and I don't remember. I know it wasn't good, but I don't remember how bad I thought it was.
mhm,
But like something like Endgame, like obviously I still want to see in theaters, or like
yeah.
I've mentioned before,
One
like
for
I
me,
still want
I'll
to see
tell
like
you.
I
You
still
might
want to
say the
see.
same one.
No, we're not gonna say the same
Oh,
one.
okay.
Dune, like I still want to see in theaters.
Yeah, that was
Like
my
that's
that was one
something.
of my
Oh, it
yeah.
was.
I was gonna
Oh,
say
okay.
Dune and Kong or Godzilla versus
Oh,
Kong.
Kong vs
Those are
Godzilla.
the
Yeah.
I literally those are the two I was gonna say because those are the well actually Dune's not even this year anymore, right? Oh no, it
No,
is
well
this year. It's the
they're
very
sticking
end.
to like November or
Yeah,
whatever.
that's right. I was thinking of December of
Yeah.
this past year. But yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Literally, Dune and Godzilla versus Kong are the two
Hmm.
of this year. The only two films of everything that's coming up: Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Eternals. All I would be happy watching at home because I now with WandaVision and how many times I've watched Marvel movies at
Yeah.
home, I know that they hit me with the same impact. You know what I mean? So it's like
Hmm.
I am not going to be upset if I have to watch. Yes, I would prefer to watch them in theaters, but the only two that I can really think of that I would have to watch in theaters would be Godzilla versus Kong and Dune.
Hmm.
Just because they're just going to be so big.
I mean, Dune just for the mere fact like Denny Villeneuve is doing
Oh
it, so I
yeah,
was like,
like
if Blade Runner shows you anything, it's like you have to see it in the theater.
mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because he is like one of those like purists where he's
yeah,
like, I want you to see my movie. Like
yeah.
maybe
Like
not to the extreme of
Scorsese.
Christopher Nolan putting people in harm's way,
Yeah,
but
Chris just
but
released it on Fortnite.
yeah, like there was nothing that compared to the sound design of Blade Runner 2049
Oh,
with the oh my god, what are they called?
the
The
bois,
yeah.
the like
There's like
synth.
a specific name. Yeah, the synths.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like there was nothing that compared to
Hmm.
that.
All right.
Um,
So you
yeah,
want to
even
go
though the
ahead?
movie did do
You want to get on to
bangers,
the
but
review?
yeah. Oh wait,
All right.
okay, quick.
Oh,
Sorry, what were your? This is a reaction. What were your quick thoughts on that trailer?
oh, on the trailer.
Yeah.
Um, I'm very excited for it. Like you said, I am a. I don't even know what to call myself. I am like
Hmm.
I'm a big fan of DC characters.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I'm not a huge fan of these versions of almost all of these DC characters. I
You
like
like Superman though, like Man of
oh,
Steel.
I love Henry
Yeah.
Cavill's Superman. I love Ben Affleck's Batman.
Hmm.
Um, and I do enjoy Jason Momoa's Aquaman. I liked that
What
movie.
about Gal Gadot?
Man, you know, well, listen, the jury is still out. I haven't made a decision, and I've seen her as the character in 4 films. That's not a good thing.
Right.
If I
Yeah.
still can't decide where I fall on her, and I've watched
Yeah.
4 movies, about to be a 5th, really,
Hmm.
because it's a different movie. It's a completely different movie.
It's good. He's not using a single shot that Joss Whedon used, so
No, exactly. Yeah,
it's a
it's
different movie.
completely
Yeah.
different. Um, like set pieces might be the same, like
Right.
certain plot points might be the same, but it's a
Hmm.
different movie.
Yeah.
I saw somebody tweeted at Zack Snyder and said, "Did you know that 2017 or 2021's Justice League was the first film to have a spoof of it made before the release of the film?"
Hmm.
Do you get it?
Oh. Yeah. Whoa. Wait. What did you just say?
He said, at Zack Snyder, "Did you know that 2021's Justice League was the first film to have a spoof made of it before the release of the movie, like the original Justice League?"
Hey, his
I thought that
handprints are
was
still
funny.
on that. So,
In the beginning.
is it
Um,
Danielle wants to know? Is it the same storyline, just different shots, or a whole new plot?
I would say
think
it's a
it's.
whole.
Oh,
I think it's a whole
I'd
new
say it's a
plot.
whole new plot. Yeah.
Yeah, like the beginning. The beginning will probably be mostly the same.
Yeah. Well, here's the
Middle
thing,
is
though.
gonna start to really diverge, and
Yeah.
then the end is just gonna be completely different. Like
Like I don't know how much of the original movie he shot before he had to leave
they
or
said,
was
like
thrown off, whatever you want
30
to say.
to 40%.
Yeah, so he'll use that 34% maybe and then nothing else.
Hmm.
So assuming he
And
shot the
also all
beginning
the
and
new
that's it.
stuff. I mean, they filmed
Yeah.
this year for like, well, end of last year and this year. They filmed
Right.
on this like in the past few months for like almost 2
Yeah.
months. Like, because Jared
Yeah.
Leto was just one small piece of it, and Jared Leto filmed for like 3 weeks. Like
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah. I mean, granted, now on a thing this scale, yeah, there was a ton of people that came into film. Um,
Mm.
what's it called? All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the review. Like we said, it's gonna be a shorter show here, so we'll probably do about like maybe a 10-15 minute. We'll just probably do like initial thoughts. It's not really a spoilery movie, I would say.
It's not, yeah.
It's more just where to say what our thoughts were, and then probably give our
Yeah.
star
This
rating.
might be the shortest IMDb I've ever done. I will ever do.
Oh, yeah, I
Um
guarantee it. Well,
so
except unless you did like well, no, because even I was gonna say unless you did like Locke with Tom Hardy, but all
oh
the
yeah.
people on the phone that he talks to like are all on IMDb. So this is
Oh,
literally
okay.
just 2 people.
So this week we are reviewing Malcolm and Marie, and then I also actually put out 2 posts, one on TikTok, one on Instagram,
Boom.
to see what some people thought. And I will just say,
Yeah.
real quick before we get into this, TikTok, I'm actually finding decent success. Now it's not resulting more like on YouTube, or you're not seeing it as much on YouTube, but I'm seeing it more on
transfer.
TikTok. Whereas like I'll post like montage or like I don't know if you watched the one I did yesterday, I think it was,
Oh yeah.
which is that we were reviewing this movie and I asked if people could, share what they thought. Now I only got one like or one comment, which annoyed me because that's what I wanted the most. But I got like 70 likes. So
Yeah, the
and it was like
comment is
600
hard.
some plays.
The
Comments
is
are
hard.
Yeah.
Can you do I think you can, because I think I've seen them. Can you do polls on TikTok?
I don't know.
Because it might even be better to like put a poll and then also
Mm-hmm.
say leave your thoughts in the comments, because we might
Yeah.
get more feedback on the poll, because that's just one click.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, we can work with it. But it's great
but
that we
yeah,
got
like,
a
I'm
response,
finding
because it's
about, like,
showing.
I get like a 2 or and we usually gain like 2 or 3 followers on each TikTok we post,
Nice.
which is a good growth, I feel like, which I'm
Yeah.
happy with, and
Yeah.
personally.
Oh yeah.
So quick IMDb. So the film is called Malcolm and Marie, came out this year. February 5th it came out. Yep. Hour 46 minutes. Description. A director and his girlfriend's relationship is tested after they return home from his movie premiere and await critics' responses. Directed by Sam Levinson, written by Sam Levinson. For some reason, I thought I got him and Damien Chazelle mixed up for some reason. I don't know why.
I thought you were gonna say you got him and Barry Levinson confused.
No. I probably did think of that at one point.
Yeah.
But even me not knowing exactly who Barry Levinson, like not putting the face to the name.
Yeah.
And then the cast is simply John David Washington and Zendaya. And that's it.
Yeah.
Well,
so remember that Damien Chazelle, because I'm gonna bring up one of his works in a minute. So just remember that as a reference.
So I had two responses, one on Instagram and one on TikTok. So Danielle on Instagram responded to our story and said, and I said, what did I say? This week we review Malcolm Marie. What were your thoughts? And Danielle said, toxic masculinity. She also wanted me to point out that she did not like the age gap. She thought it was weird knowing how old John David Washington was and Zendaya was.
Mm-hmm. How old is John David Washington?
He's in his 30s, I think.
Like early 30s or late 30s?
John David Washington was born in...
Because Zendaya's, what, 24?
He's born in 1984.
So he's 36, right?
Yeah.
So there's like about a 12-year... There's about a 12-year age difference.
Zendaya's like 24, 25?
Yeah, because she's the same age as Tom Holland.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's like a 12-year age difference.
On TikTok, my phone's about to die, so hopefully I can get to this in time. On TikTok, we had somebody, username was Abibi, I think it is, 129. That he was very mean. Very mean. He
Prince
said,
Abubu.
It's a terrible and a bad idea to put Zendaya in the movie. I wouldn't go that far.
That's all he said?
That's all he said. That was really, I was like, well, that's a bit.
Wow, that's crazy. It's a terrible idea to put Zendaya. Well, you missed that boat.
Yeah.
Yes,
those
actually,
are the two comments I got.
I agree. So this is what am I trying to say? Jay Scotty just brought up an incredible point. He said, not a big deal to me in reference to the age gap. Not a big deal to me. There is a significant gap between Bettany and Olsen, but nobody bats an eye on that, which is absolutely true. I think that
Danielle
gap...
did clarify real quick. She said she thinks that it's creepy that she looks even younger than she is, so that would heighten the... you know what I mean?
I could understand, because to me, Paul Bettany... Which I think the gap between Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany is actually even more.
Happy
than
birthday,
12
by the
years.
way. It was Elizabeth Olsen.
Oh yeah, happy birthday to Scarlet Witch. Happy birthday, Wanda. For all you Rocky 4 fans out there. I think it's even more between Bettany and Olsen, but like what Danielle just said, Elizabeth Olsen looks like she's in her late 20s. Paul Bettany is almost 50 years old. And he looks like he is 35.
He looks younger. Yeah,
he looks like he is 35.
I don't think John David Washington looks that old though. Like I honestly think he'd be like early 20 or late
20s. Zendaya, exactly. John David Washington could pass for like 28 or 29. Zendaya could pass for 14. Like, you know what I mean?
Okay, that's a bit much. I don't know about that.
I mean, aside from her height, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing. We don't have to focus on that for the
It's weird
review,
though to think like that we were watching Zendaya. I don't know. Maybe
yes.
Because Shake It Up was our age group almost.
I was very in some of the scenes in this movie when things are getting a little hot and heavy. I was very uncomfortable because I was like, bro, you're on Shake It Up Chicago like 5 years ago. Like, what's going on here, man? Meanwhile, Bella Thorne's out there like I don't even know,
doing Bella Thorne things. I don't know.
But so let's not.
I'm actually gonna.
And it didn't really the age gap really didn't even. It was present there because it is literally present there. It has been like I know I talked to Brianna about it, and I talked to some people, and I think about it sometimes, like when I'm watching WandaVision. that I'm like, man, this guy
Oh, I
really
know.
doesn't look 50. Like I'm just like,
To
you know
me,
what I
they're
mean?
just playing characters.
Oh,
They're just,
absolutely, yeah,
so it's like
absolutely.
it doesn't really, it
Um,
doesn't really. I don't look at it that way, really.
yeah.
Um,
Yes, love the Kraft macaroni and cheese representation in this. Absolutely.
yes,
I don't know if it was
um,
Kraft, but I know it was definitely a powdered mac and cheese.
correct.
Um,
So with that, I want to throw it to you first. I want to get your initial reactions for Malcolm and Marie.
okay, so remember when I just said about Damien Chazelle, right? So
Right.
Damien Chazelle, great director, many works.
Correct.
Maybe the most acclaimed work is
Hmm.
2016's La La Land.
Yep.
Um, Everything that people said about that movie, about it being, LA kind of really just, being LA and the film
Right.
industry just really being the film industry and stuff. I did
So
not
you,
feel that. I loved La La Land. This
yeah.
movie is what they thought La La Land was. I hated
So
this movie.
to clear the, sorry, real quick, to
Yeah,
clear the
yeah,
air, what you're saying is how, for example, people will say, and I think you can also, this is agreeable, is that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is just Hollywood basically kissing it. Like, it's just like
yeah.
people that live in Hollywood and are part of that industry love
Hollywooding
movies about
itself.
themselves.
Yes. I don't agree with Once Upon a Time though. In Hollywood, I think that had
Okay.
more to it. Same with La La
Because
Land.
Quentin, he
It's
grew up in the
there in
60s
both.
and it's his.
Yeah, like it is definitely there in both
Hmm.
films in La La Land,
Yeah.
and La La Land is less about the film industry, which it is. It
Yeah.
is like 10% about the film industry, but there's
Right.
just so much else going on too.
Hmm.
La La Land is more about L.A. as a city,
Right.
um, and then obviously so is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. But I feel it even less in those two. This one is it's less about L.A. and more just the film industry.
Yeah.
God, like when can we go into just
It's not
kind of
spoil.
full
There's no
thoughts? Yeah,
spoilers.
there really is no
It's
spoilers.
yeah.
The movie is basically like a hour and 45-minute argument. Not
Wow.
basically,
Sounds
that's
familiar.
pretty much what it is. What?
It's really that's really what Marriage Story is, except Marriage Story is less arguing.
I'll end the show right now, bro. I am not gonna have that disrespect in this house.
I'm not saying Marriage Story is bad. I'm just
there are
saying that's what also
beautiful, layered,
that's what Marriage Story does.
complicated performances and quiet performances in that movie that do not exist in this film. I will not have the blasphema on Marriage Story in this.
The
In
thing
this
is,
house.
I don't think we don't get the quotables from Malcolm and Marie that we got from Marriage Story.
No, yeah, we don't get that. Every day I wake up, I wish you were dead.
Yeah, we don't get that. Yeah.
That was my Kylo Ren impression. Han Solo. What's it called? The face of my Ben. Sorry. Finish it. Yeah, Marriage Story to me is like another world compared to this one. This was just both Netflix originals. Man, I just really wanted to like this movie. I think that Zendaya gives a fantastic performance. I'll focus on the positive here. I think Zendaya gives a fantastic performance. Zendaya proves once again, another movie I hate, which I really shouldn't because I love everyone in it. Greatest Showman, I just can't stand it. I just cannot stand that movie. But Zendaya,
Wait, which movie?
Greatest Showman.
Oh my god!
I hate that movie so
Showman
much.
is so fun.
I hate that movie so much. But in that too, Zendaya, everybody in Greatest Showman gives a great performance. I should love Greatest Showman. I should have loved Hamilton. We'll talk about it in a second. Now that I just said it, I just opened a can of worms. Okay, but anyways,
Ridiculous.
The Greatest Showman, I'm out. Sorry, Danielle. Maybe we shouldn't talk about Hamilton then. But yeah, just positives. Zendaya gives a fantastic performance. I don't know, man. John David Washington. I loved him in Black Klansman.
Oh, he was very good in Black Klansman.
He was incredible in Black
Everybody was good in
Klansman.
that movie, but he was also very good.
Shit, I'm starting to think Sean has bad taste. Well, what's it called? I do have the kick function for chat. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm not John Campia. I'm not Giovanni. So, crap, I keep getting derailed, man. My head
I
is
know.
like,
Sorry.
boop, boop,
Oh, Jay
boop.
Scotty liked him in Tenet.
Yes,
I
that
still
is
haven't watched it.
exactly
I
what I
still
was
have not
about to
watched
say.
it.
That was going to be about what I was going to say. I have now watched all of Tenet. I've seen about 60% of Tenet. And honestly, he was fantastic at Black Klansman. I thought he was fine. I thought he was good. And now that 60% is all over the place because it got spoiled for me. So I just started watching it when I could at work. Like I would basically just go in. So I've seen, it's not like I started it and like didn't miss some big turn of a performance in the third act. Like I've seen the beginning, the middle, and the end. I've seen all of the end, all of the beginning, and like most of the middle. And he was good. He was good in it. I shouldn't even say fine. He was good in it.
Yeah.
This one, man, he was just yelling. Like he had some quieter moments, and I'm not equating, quiet performances to good acting and loud performances to bad acting. We have seen both on both spectrums. Like, yes, in my opinion, Adam Driver in Marriage Story, the scene, I think he's fantastic in that. I don't care what people say on Twitter of it's literally just two actors yelling for 10 minutes. Yeah,
That's
but they're
film Twitter
still
for you.
doing like they're still doing they're still acting. And John David Washington is still acting in this.
Right.
I just did not care for his performance, and I definitely did not care for how the character of Malcolm was written. I really didn't care for the way that Marie was written either. But I think Zendaya did way more to elevate what was on the page and to bring more to the film than John David Washington was able to. And that's weird for me to say because he is one of, in my opinion, one of the up and coming, great, younger, he's not super young, but younger actors. So it pains me to say it, but yeah, I think Zendaya was just able to do more with the material. I guess I'll give my star rating, then we can go to your thoughts.
Okay.
I haven't even entered it into Letterboxd yet, but oh man, I don't know, 2.5 out of 5.
Okay.
Much better than Lockdown.
Much better than Lockdown.
Yes.
First of all, I'd just like to point out, Danielle's saying she always forgets that he's Denzel's son, which honestly, I think I'm pretty sure, I might be making this up in my head. I feel like that's what he's said before, is that he wants to be known as not Denzel Washington's son. He wants to be known as John David Washington, as, his own actor, and his claim to fame isn't he's an actor in these movies because his dad is Denzel.
Yeah.
So my opinion on the film was, I thought, I thought they both were good. I thought both Zendaya and John David Washington were both good in the film. I just thought the writing was not good.
Yeah.
I thought, like, I think I said this like halfway through to Danielle. I was like, all of this just feels like it does not feel organic. Like, if I was in this position, this is not what I would be saying in an argument, nor would I be saying this in my real life while I'm arguing with somebody, especially a significant other.
Can I say this? Can I say what I think would have made this movie a little more interesting? Just one change. I mean, it's one change, but it is a big change. This whole movie, like TJ said when he read the IMDb off, it takes place. It's one of those movies that, it's just kind of a running clock. You know what I mean? Like, you're just watching it unfold as it unfolds. To me, a big problem with the writing is that it felt very segmented. Like you said, it's not very organic. It's not very authentic.
Argument ends, talk for 2 seconds, new argument. Argument ends, talk for 2 seconds, new argument.
Like, there's if you're any Malcolm and Marie fans in the audience, it doesn't have much authenticity. Yeah. As Malcolm would say. How's that for authentic? That was a good line. Well, just a good moment. But I think something that would have done cool for this movie is, I would rather have seen it be all these different arguments that are kind of broken up. Show me, like, they were together, what did they say, 5 years, right? show me each of these arguments like at a different point in their in their
Right.
relationship. It would
Yeah.
make more sense to have all these separate arguments be like, you know what I mean? Like if they showed like this is like an argument here and then it like jumps forward a little bit and then another argument. Like just to do something with the movie other than just
Hmm.
it be two people walking around a house, like TJ said, randomly, you know, they're arguing and then they talk
Yeah.
and then they argue and then they talk and then they
Yeah.
do other things and then they argue and then they
Yeah.
talk and then they argue and then you know what I mean? Like it just felt
Like
very inorganic.
like the most inorganic. Actually, no. Maybe the most organic part of it, even though I thought it was completely ridiculous, is when they're outside and he's sitting outside on the deck or whatever you want to call it, on the patio, and she comes out and they're arguing and he goes like that, and they do
Yeah.
that to each other. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, what am I watching? Like what? Just that's not like none of it felt like, it all felt like it was written, which obviously it was, but the way these movies have to feel, like they have to feel like they're like, this is how they would, if they were actually together in real life and there was no cameras, this is how they would have to be talking to each other.
Yeah.
And that's just not the feeling I had while I was watching the movie.
Absolutely.
And then I don't recall which, I think Danielle said,
Yes.
and she'll say if
What she just said. I finished that thought. Sorry, I just want to touch on what Danielle just said in the chat.
Danielle said was they're both like, maybe him more than her. They're both like crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
so I'll go with what Danielle just said because it kind of goes off
Okay.
what you just said. She said also him using her depression and leverage in a fight. At least her arguments had logic. His was just being petty. Yes.
yeah,
All the stuff with, you know, her having trouble with addiction and, you know, kind of not to get too spoilery. I mean, there's not really spoilers, but she has they say very early on that she has had troubles with addiction and other things.
Yeah.
And to throw, you know, suicide attempts and addiction problems and, you know, mental health problems, kind of spit it like in her face during an argument.
Yeah.
It's like the lowest move you can
he's
go.
very
Like,
low.
yeah. Yes, bro. And when she goes middle or high, you know, he goes low.
Yeah,
He goes the
he goes
lowest
low.
of the
Yeah.
low. Like even when
But she can give it right back. But
yeah, she can give it
not
right back.
as. But
Like with
what she's
that
saying, you can see being
authenticity
true.
moment.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Where I don't even know. Yeah, TJ didn't like the unnatural vocab. Yeah, like just there's
Yeah.
some words that they use. I was like, that's just not something.
Like,
like
I'm sorry, but I just did not care for like I don't even
like
know.
I don't think they're like Zendaya or John David Washington. They're not the problem, in my opinion. It's the writing.
No,
like, I just didn't
exactly.
think-
Like I didn't like
in
the
a movie
part
in a movie that's set in one place where it's just dialogue,
needs great dialogue.
needs great dialogue.
Yeah.
Like it can't be subpar. And
Like
that's what
the
this is,
reason why
unfortunately.
like Lock works or what's the one with Ryan Reynolds, Trapped or something like that. Buried,
Yeah.
sorry, where he's buried in the coffin. Like the reason why a movie like that works with just one actor, or even Robert Redford was in this movie All Is Lost, where it's just him the whole movie. He's stuck on this boat in the middle of nowhere and he's slowly sinking, and it's him the entire movie. The reason why movies like those three work and others is the writing. That's the only thing keeping it afloat. You know what I mean? Like, no pun intended. But like that's the only thing that can keep or even The Lighthouse. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
those performances were powerful, but it was because the script was equally there. It was right on the same level as the actors.
Yeah.
And like in this, like if the best you can give me is one character sits and goes like this as the other one is just ranting about film and film reviews for 6 straight minutes. I
that's
was
one
like
of those
getting
things,
sick to my stomach. I had to pause it during that scene. I was like, I
that
cannot
was one
watch
of those
this.
things that felt like the writer was almost,
It was just him talking.
it was him talking through
Yeah.
John David Washington.
Yeah.
Which I don't think, which again, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think, yeah, like the writer's white. So obviously that rant he goes on only applies to John David Washington's character because, but it still felt like it was Like it's just not like that just wasn't natural, I feel like.
No, yeah.
And this writer, he did, I think he created Euphoria, the show that Zendaya does on HBO. But he's also written he's written Assassination Nation. So I do recall that I remember having that. I never saw it. Did you see
Yeah.
that?
No, but I remember having it, but I didn't saw it.
He did Wizard of Lies. That was Robert De Niro and Michelle Pfeiffer. That came out in 2017. And he did
Wizard of
another
Lies?
Happy Day. Wizard of Lies, yeah.
Wow. That's one to miss.
The cover looks like Wall Street.
Okay.
With Charlie Sheen and Michael Douglas.
Mm-hmm.
If you know what I'm talking about, that's what the poster looks like. Gotcha. Or maybe it's the second one with Shia LaBeouf.
Money Never Sleeps.
Money Never Sleeps. Yeah, that one. They did another Happy Day, which I haven't seen that either, but he wrote and directed that as well.
All right, perfect. Well, all right.
But
I think that's probably a good place to call it. I think we could probably rant about this for a couple hours. Was there another thing
I didn't
you
give my
say?
stars.
Oh my God, yeah. Give your stars. Give your stars.
I was between a 3 and a 3.5, but I think I'm gonna settle on 3.
That high?
You're 2.5. You're only half a star
I
below me.
know. It's just funny that
we're
going so low.
They made it like them together, like actually kind of like I liked it for that, but for everything else, the writing sucked. Sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. It was just a good concept. Just failed by the writing. Honestly, it's sad to say it, but yeah. So that'll do it for this week's episode. Like we said, a little shorter show. I'm just not feeling that good. I have a pretty bad headache. Join us next week because we are there's some official announcements and some buzz that it's going to be a very big week for trailers. So join us next week on Tuesday where we will be we'll post what the main topic is, but we'll probably have a good chunk of trailer reviews, maybe even reactions, because like we said, next week hopefully we'll be in person with the television back. Maybe we could do something with that. It just depends on really how many trailers come out and what we want to do. But yeah, so maybe next week will be some trailer talk. And other than that, as always, my name is Sean Monk. My Twitter handle's right down there at PasteEatingYak. And with me, as always, is my co-host,
TJ Cornwell, TJ_Cornwell on Twitter. Also, real quick, I'd like to point out, this is the YouTube thing again that I've complained to you multiple times where I think I sound like garbage. I think I fixed the last possible thing that it could be where, how Wavelink, how in your microphone, there's like a stream volume. Mm-hmm. Like I had that up to 100%.
Oh,
so that might've been it. I lowered it down to 50 and I listened again to myself on the stream and I sound good. So I think that's what it was.
Perfect. Yeah. I have that at 70 at all times. So that's probably,
yeah.
All right, perfect. So, with that, I will close us out with our beautiful new intro/outro. I hope you guys have a great day. Have a good one. Check out Malcolm and Maria if you want to. We'll catch you in the next one. And this Saturday for Planet Hero. Peace.